Hey, welcome to the Crazy Straight Podcast Show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to do your podcast on the sports weekend, March Madness. We want to talk about certain games, certain situations, and let's get things ball rolling. I've got to talk about the team that I kind of hyped up a little bit to make it to the Final Four in my last episode. So I got to talk about Purdue making it into the Sweet 16, being Miami 69-79. Let's also talk about Matt Painter being at the 500 mark as a winning coach from the Big Ten. He's been there for quite a while. Congratulations to him. He's got his own style. You never hear a peep out of him. He's just kind of cool guy, kind of cool cat. So congratulations to that. I'm just going to just start going with this game. Uh, Overall, I think that Purdue played pretty well, even with Brandon Smith only have 12 points, 3 for 12 for field goals. He didn't hit any 3 pointers. He had 8 assists. Concern maybe was the eight turnovers, 6 for 6 for free throws, but it doesn't matter. Brandon Smith, he just uh, uh, did a phenomenal job controlling the game. Uh, your star player doesn't have to have it all in that moment. Fletcher Lord came in, picked up the slack, 24 points, 6 for 7 in field goals, 4 for 4 for 3 pointers, one rebound and 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 8 for 8 for free throws. This team in the total, uh, down the end of the stretch, they actually made 21 out of 22 free throws for making 95%. The game was a little shaky, a little bit here and there, but it was just one of those moments in itself. Uh, the 3 pointers, they hit 57%. They only took 14 3 pointers, but they hit 8. So that's something to really see that they're working the game inside out. They may have a little problems inside of the game, but I tell you what, Oscar Clough only had 8 points, 3 for 4 for field goals, but he came in there with 7 rebounds and 2 assists and 3 steals and 2 blocks. So Clough did his thing, uh, protecting the paint and making things happen when they needed to be done. Uh, Theo, Trey Kaufman-Renn had 19 points, uh, 8 for 6 for field goals, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Uh, this whole team is kind of working together. Even CJ Cox had 11 points for 5 on field goals, 3 for 4 for 3 pointers. So this whole team is meshing together. You can't say much about Matt Painter doing a great job. Uh, awesome job for that team and Matt Painter. But let's talk about a little bit about the Michigan State games in itself, and I'm going to go with this one. Uh, Michigan State, like what I said before in my last podcast, in order for Michigan State to have a great tournament, they have to have Colin Card, he's got to have touches, he's got to have the ball in his hand, and he's got to be the main course meal for that team. And it proved it in the first game. He had 17 points for 6 for 8 field goals, 1 for 2 for 3 pointers. I don't know who's telling him to hit 3 pointers, but he can hit them. 4 for 4 for free throws, and I think he only had 4 rebounds. I mean, they didn't really have to do much, right? Jackson Collar, 12 points, 4 for 9 field goals, 3 for 6 for 3 pointers, 9 rebounds. That is classic Collar. Carson Cooper, 20 points, 7 for 9 for field goals, and 6 for 6 for free throws, 10 rebounds. So he's grabbing those rebounds as a hustle player. He's doing everything he can to make this team great for Michigan State. So you can't say much more about that. Jeremy Fears, only 7 points, but he made up the difference by having 11 assists. So that's something to consider, that this guy is really just uh, uh, coming into his game. He knows he might not be the scorer, he may not be the main course meal for that team, but when the time's come to push, maybe he'll score more points in the long run. Cam Ward made 13 points, 6 for 6 for field goals. So he came in and made things happen for Michigan State. It's the second game, folks. Not much different. The score is a lot closer, but Louisville isn't the team that they used to be. So in Michigan State, I think they just kind of felt the things happen for them. The team is finally feeling good about themselves. 77 for the win for 77 points to Michigan State, 6-9 for Louisville. I got to talk about Colin Carr again. 21 points, 2 for 4 for 3-pointers. Again, this kid's hitting 3-pointers out of nowhere. I guess I don't watch enough Michigan State basketball, right? 2 blocks, 8 for 4, 13 field goals, no assists, 10 rebounds, double-double. Great job for Mr. Carr. I'm going to go down to Jeremy Fears Jr., 12 points, 16 assists. Can't say much about it. He's coming to his game, his own style. So this is something that's encouraging for that team, that he's actually given up the ball. There is a statistic out there that he might have more assists per game than Max Johnson, but this is the time before they count in assists in the collegiate or the NBA basketball at the time. So let's not give them that credit, I guess. 3 for 13 for field goals. Can't really say much about that. He's always going to have shooting problems, but that's sometimes how it works for Michigan State. 1 for 4 for 3-point shots. Carson Cooper, only 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 for 6 for field goals. So when he touched the ball, he scored 4 out of 6 times. So that's pretty awesome for that in itself. I'm going to go right to the Michigan game, folks. Now, the little concern for Michigan is Elliot Cadeau. And one of the other concerns with Michigan for me was Ade Myra. But in this situation, this was not the problem. Howard Bison came in. They played really tough. I think they came in there like you're supposed to. Nothing to lose, everything to gain, to win, to try to win the game. They shot 48% of the 3 points and 43% of field goals, 71% of free throws. The rebounding, Michigan really just dominated with 31 defense rebounds to 23 and only 16 defense rebounds for Howard. But in reality, you can't say much more besides Bryce Harris had 19 points for the Bison, 7 for 12 for field goals, 6 rebounds, 4 for 7 for 3-pointers. I mean, this team was keeping the game really close. They really were. With Cedric Taylor coming in, Cedric Taylor had 19 points, 2 assists, and 7 for 12 field goals, 6 rebounds. But Cam Gillis really made things interesting with 21 points, 6 for 9 field goals, 4 rebounds, but 5 for 6 for 3-pointers. I mean, that team was really kicking in gear. The greatest thing about Michigan right now is that maybe Yaxel Lendenberg doesn't have to score as many points. He only had 9 points, only had 4 assists. The ball really went through the hands of Marais Johnson Jr. with 21 points, 8 for field goals, 10 rebounds. He had a double-double. Ade Marai, again, he's got to stay out of foul trouble in order for Michigan to go through the process. If he gets in foul trouble, you can bet on the paint of the defense for Michigan was going to be highly harmed. But he had 19 points, 6 assists, 8 for 10 for field goals, 7 rebounds, 3 for 4 for free throws. Gotta love that, folks. Namara Burnett, 15 points, 5 for 6 for field goals, 4 rebounds, 3 for 4 for 3-pointers. He came in there and shot the lights out a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Only had 2 assists. Ronnie Gale Jr., 14 points, 2 assists, 6 for 7 for field goals, 1 rebound, and 2 for 3 for 3-pointers. Trey McKinney, 10 points, 4 for 7 field goals, 1 for 4 for 3-point line, 4 rebounds. The whole team kind of worked together, folks. Elliot Purdue, the Cadeau, 5 for 5, 9 points. No, only have 5 points, 9 assists. So he's giving the ball to people that can score points. So maybe that's something that's good about it too. Something that is concerning is that he's got to give up the ball. If he's not feeling it, you got to see the vision, you got to see the court better, make things happen for your other teammates. Be like Fierce Jr. Can't believe I just said that. Okay. Again, the next game for Michigan was uh, uh, against St. Louis Billikens. Now, I was kind of concerned about this guy named Robbie Avila, but apparently no one else on the team can really play that well without him doing everything. Michigan only let him have 9 points, 3 for 13 for field goals. The only points that he really made was the 3-point shots, 3 for 10. He took a lot of shots, didn't do really much. 1 rebound, 5 assists. Don Brown had 13 points for St. Louis Billikens, 4 for 7 for field goals, 1 for 2 for 3-pointers, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. I can't read my own handwriting. 4 assists. But look, folks, Michigan just did it again. This is the game that everyone scored double-double that started, I really think. Yaxel Lendenberg, 25 points, 9 for 3 for field goals, 4 for 4 for free throws, 3 for 5 for 3-pointers. Morez Johnson Jr., 15 points, 5 for 6 for free throws, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. A little concerned about the turnovers of 3. Ade Mara, 16 points, 7 for 12 on field goals, and 2 for 4 for free throws, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, and 1 block and 1 steal. Elliot Cadu, 12 points. Kind of want to see him score more. You want Elliot to score more so the ball can be distributed to Morez Johnson and Yaxel Lendenberg and Mariah. Ade Mara can really do something in that game. Two things I want to say. I thought that one of the plays I saw was when Luxembourg threw the ball to Ade Mara, and he caught it and he dunked it, reversed it, and he was right by the basket. I thought that was pretty awesome. It was pretty outstanding. You can't say much more about it. That's something that is crazy, right? So, and then Luxembourg just dunked it, just completely dunked it. And that's something that it's so, the highlight film, Luxembourg. So I just gotta say this, folks. This VCU North Carolina game was awesome. It was a fun game to watch. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. This could be Hubert Davis' last game with North Carolina. I don't know what is going on. I know that their star player, Caleb Wilson, is hurt in a really bad time. But, I tell you, Iowa State, their star player was hurt, and that team put things together. And I get it. But you got to win. You got to win games when you're seeded. You got to win games when you're invited to the March Madness. Again, there's no reason for me to be criticizing a guy that I don't know, whatever. But that is a storyline that maybe North Carolina should be moving on to a new coach. Shoot me in the foot. I don't know. So, last but not least, Detroit Pistons finally clinched a playoff spot for the first time in many years. The only concern about Detroit Pistons that I have is the fact that Kate Cunningham ruptured, or I don't know, what do you call it? he he collapsed slump during the game against the Wizards. He landed on the ball or landed on the ground pretty hard, and I think that's something that we got to really be concerned about. I'm thinking that Cade Cunningham is doing a little bit too much on that team. I know that Durant's putting in the points and this, and then all this stuff for the last couple of games. He had 30 points of some sort. So that is something to really be concerned about. I do think that Detroit will have to trade or do something to get another spot on shooter to play along with Cade, so it's not always him on the court. And I know people say, "What about Sasser? What about uh, Jenkins?" And you know what? I tell you this. I tell you this. I think if Sasser and Jenkins were more consistent with the points, let's say they get 20 points every game, then yes, I could see that. But I mean, when you have Levert, he doesn't really do much sometimes. You have, and again, I think the game really did change for Detroit when Oscar Thompson went out with the injury. So that's something that, to kind of put in the back of your head a little bit. So there you have it. I'm going to go. Peace, love. If you like this podcast, follow me wherever you are, wherever you're at. Anywhere that you can download the podcast is great. Find me on YouTube, Patreon, pay for the Patreon episodes. Uh, help me out a little bit. It's only, yeah, just help me out. All right, folks. Cheers. I'm out.